First of all, welcome, Lisa and Kay. Thank you so much for doing this. The purpose of this meeting is to get the basics of diet and supplements and be able to answer your questions that we can't answer on Sundays. And so we're going to try to do, we may ask for questions ahead of time and things like that, but for this meeting right now, we're just going to do a few basic things, and I'm going to share my screen. So this is really, I should rename this. It should say Q&A diet and supplements and Q&A for Mark and Kay's protocols. So it's really both. So this is like a beginner meeting. The Wednesday meeting is more of an advanced meeting. So just to let everybody know where we are. So thank you, Lisa and Kim. They both have an incredible amount of knowledge that they have accumulated. Their husbands were both diagnosed 10 years ago. And both of their husbands are doing very, very well with ALS. And understand, if you are the PALS, if Kim and Mark had not done their work, Lisa and Kay, it wouldn't have worked. This is very important. We are not medical professionals. We're educating you on what has worked with other people. What has worked with both Kay and Mark, and Scott and I have a perspective about what has worked for 30 people that we know that have reversed this. So just a quick intro to Kim and Kay and Mark and Lisa. I think you all know about them, but the main thing is that Kim was diagnosed in 2011. He's still walking. He's still occasionally playing golf. You know, he does ALS they started a website in 2014 of ALS winners. And if you need to contact Kay directly, go to the contacts form at alswinners.com. But we are hoping that we can get a lot of questions answered here, so that we don't need to overwhelm either Kim or Lisa. So quick review of Mark and Lisa. Mark was diagnosed in 2011. They do the manchesterproject.org. And to contact Lisa, she asked that you read the blog. These are on healingals.org. Watch the videos and then email you with your questions, or you can just bring your questions here. So her email is at the bottom of that blog on healingals.org. So, okay. So these are pictures of them, and, you know, really recent pictures. They're both doing very, very well overall. Struggles don't stop. Mark has had infections he's had to get over. All sorts of things happen in life. And that has continued. Kim has had heart issues. He had to have heart surgery. So understand, you know, you still have issues. They don't go away. But isn't it nice that ALS is really not their biggest issue right now? There might be other issues, but, you know, and hopefully being very happy is a good issue. So go ahead. And I apologize for taking so long because now we're 15 minutes in. So go ahead. This is what we're going to do. Lisa's going to give a quick overview of what we're doing and what she's doing. This is the question that I asked both of them, and each day is going to have a topic, and normally the topic is going to be less than 15 minutes ideally, and the other 45 minutes is going to be Q&A. So I asked them, Lisa, what are the top things that you would do if your best friend was diagnosed with ALS? If I were to start now, what I know now, what would I start with? So go ahead, Lisa.
To start off is addressing the gut. I did go over a lot yesterday as far as different phases. This would be phase 1. You've got probiotics, vital, which is going to be greens, cinnamate. It helps with the digestive system. That is a package with Soul Naturals. You also, it depends on how things are going with the bowels. So you want to make sure that's working also. So fast track with Soul Naturals. Then also we use essential oils. It's a rollerball. It's called Compass Blends, but they also do have essential oils. The Compass Blends makes it a little bit more simpler to where you don't, because you have to have a carrier oil when you use essential oils. So you can use the essential oils, but that are already blended. If you don't want to do that, you just go with the Compass Blends, which is already for you. And you know, you use it like certain times of the day, on the feet, very, very necessary for the feet, the wrist, around the earlobes. It's hitting those pressure points. Helps the body make the connection of through the energy lines. And it addresses the emotions, as the mental as well as the physical. Then there's other vitamins that I would suggest, especially because that's what Mark takes. It's the Leap XX. That's the amino acid blend. And then you have the L-serine, which is one blend. You have magnesium, which we use Remag. And then omegas. Soul Omegas is the 3, 6, 7, and 9. Later on, I would introduce the Cistus tea. Another important component is dry brushing.
Yeah, and we're going to demonstrate that. So this is very quick. You all know all this stuff, so this is going to be super quick. I wanted to give everybody a chance to do the screenshot if that's what they wanted to do. So, okay. And then we're going to do a how to order thing after. If anybody decides that they want, again, these are more for beginner versus advanced, but sometimes even the advanced people said, you know what, maybe I need to go back to the basics. So we're going to give you, so if you want to order the soul products, we're not recommending them. We're not, whatever. This is what Lisa did. And so we want to give people the opportunity that said, hey, either I'm a beginner, I want to go back to the basics and make sure I'm getting everything. So this is one option. Kay did not use soul. They have not used it at all. So that's another option. You all have options, but just to let you know, that's happening at the beginning. So I also asked what their top things for diet were. So go ahead. And again, this is for people who are starting, and even the advanced people. If you are not doing this, maybe you should go back and say, wait a minute, I've been doing this for a year, but I'm still eating dairy. Then, maybe it's something to look back at the basics. Okay, go ahead.
Address, you want to, the diet, gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, mostly grain-free. Implement slowly but surely. So we throw those out at you. I mean, yeah, it's easier said than done just to stop totally, but I would suggest to just start weaning yourself off of those that you're taking, because it's kind of like, all of a sudden you want to stop something in your body's like, oh my gosh, what did you just do to me? You took everything away that I'm used to. Okay, so we talked about gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, mostly grain-free. Organic as much as possible. No tobacco, no alcohol. Meal replacements, you got Heal in the Meal or the Soul Complete is a pea-based protein. Adding 2 smoothies you can make, avocados, almond butter, coconut milk, almond milk, spinach, berries. Those are just suggestions.
Yeah, you guys have to make your own smoothies. Look up the different foods that are good and put the ones in the smoothies and alter the taste. This is not a recipe. This is just, some starting point, an example. It's really an example.
Right. Okay. So, and for feed tubing, the feeding, you go with Kate's Farms, Heal in a Meal, and smoothies. Unless you have someone that's at home cooking, that's a plus too. Just make sure that it falls in that category of the organic and, the healthy choices.
Okay, so that's it. It's very simple, but we just wanted to go. The other thing I want to mention that Mark was on a feeding tube for 3 years. He was eating 0 junk food for 3 years. We're trying to figure out why about 10% of people are responding well to LEAP. It doesn't mean that they're actually getting reversals from LEAP and making a big difference on energy and that kind of thing. But for the other people, we've got to go back to the basics, and are they not absorbing it or whatever? Is some of this gluten, dairy, sugar feeding the biofilm? So especially for those of you who are on the Wednesday call also, this is the basics, and this is why we're doing this call. Take a look at everything in your diet, and part of the reason I think that Mark may have responded so well to the LEAP is he was already doing all of these basics. He was taking supplements. He hadn't eaten junk food in 3 years, and it does make a difference. Okay. So 77% of you said yes. You have read the Where Do I Start document from healingals.org or the checklist. Great job. For the other 23%, either you're new, which is fine. You want it. That's the very first thing on your list that you should do. Go to the Start Here on healingals.org and read that Where Do I Start document. So excellent. So then the next question, I'm going to give you the answer. So so far 76, actually we're better. 76% said yes, 24% said no. Okay. So that means 1 out of 4 of you needs to read that document the minute you get off this call, or as soon as you've eaten something or gone to the bathroom or whatever. That should be the next thing on your list. How many of the items have your pals? You or your pals? Obviously, this is for your pals if you're a CALS. All 17%, good. Most 50%, excellent. Some 25%. Obviously, the people that haven't read the document couldn't implement it. So not bad. So again, if you're not getting results, and sometimes it just takes time, it's like it's a puzzle, right? You have to keep going back. What am I missing? So if you've been doing something for 6 months and I'm like, well, maybe I should be doing better. Or maybe you're doing great. You're slowly but surely gaining energy. So just keep doing what you're doing and don't interfere with it if you're interviewing. Okay, so go ahead, Kay. I'm going to let you go back to the previous slide.
We put the power of the mind as being really important. And what's really also important is the PALS needs to be the captain of his healing. The president, it's not that other people can't help you. It's just that your cells listen to you. They listen to your thoughts. They listen to your speech. And if your thoughts and your speech are negative, that's what they're gonna follow. Okay, we changed the oils that we used. Most of the oils that are on the market in the grocery store are very dangerous. We eliminated gluten. Corn is, most of it is GMO, and it's been hybridized till it's mostly sugar. Eliminated sugar and anything with artificial ingredients. We never used alcohol, tobacco, seldom used soda pop or coffee. Now, alcohol will delete your magnesium. Tobacco will destroy your lungs. Soda pop is very acidic and full of chemicals. And coffee is very acidic. And the goal would be to get your body in a better pH balance by eating more non-acidic foods or alkaline foods like fruits and vegetables. As we changed the diet, oxidative therapies, and did other treatments, about 4 months later, it improved more. We learned about the Terry Wahls protocol. You can Google Terry Wahls video, and she has some amazing about 20-minute videos that talk about the importance of sulfur vegetables for the brain. 21 years ago, she was diagnosed with MS and followed the medical field, and everything went wrong. We don't eat a lot of meats, and we limited our dairy. But we try to always make sure the meats that we eat are grass-fed, organic, they're safe meats without nitrates and that sort of thing. We feel that essential oils was an important part for Kim. We started those in January of 2012. And there were 4 oils that we felt were especially important for ALS: frankincense, sandalwood, cypress, and balance. And I mixed those in my hand, and I rubbed them on his feet, massaged them in along the arch of your foot. And that's connected with the nerves that go to the spine. And you have to heal the spine. That's another thing that's been going wrong. We used Breathe a lot because Kim's breathing was so difficult. And if you don't have a diffuser, you could even just put a drop of the Breathe oil, which includes eucalyptus, and Breathe helps open up the airways. Put just a drop on a mask and lay it over your face. Okay, this is the chart that I used, and you can see right in the middle of that chart there, that's where the spine is, right along that bone. And so that's where it would go. These are, just put in some of these, it's on this chart here. Helichrysum, lemongrass, clove. Clove is a hot one. Geranium, peppermint, Roman chamomile, and so are all good for nerves. Now, I don't know specifically how to use those, but we've used helichrysum. I love the clove because it helps get rid of viruses. So all this last year, I would diffuse clove in the air. So if you get a virus and it goes in your lungs, you've got a helper there. I would make sure that first supplements I would use would be magnesium, either Jigsaw's SRT or Remag from Dr. Dean. I like mag-SRT because it helps rebuild the myelin sheath, I believe. Antioxidants, although we use some vitamin C and E and beta carotene, as taxanthin is about, I don't know, way more powerful than any of those. The alpha lipoic acid was to get rid of toxins. Turmeric with black pepper. The black pepper helps it be more, better absorbed. And you can buy it at Swanson with the black pepper. Turmeric has been studied for years and it's so valuable. It's really a valuable herb spice. CoQ10 is another antioxidant. Phosphocytyl, however you say that, serine, however you say that one. We use that quite a bit right at first. Everyone with neurological diseases typically is low in vitamin D. I was low in vitamin D when I had cancer. So everyone needs vitamin D. But vitamin D doesn't absorb without magnesium and vitamin K2. So that's, and the NAC, in our body, we have a natural antioxidant called glutathione. As we age, sometimes it does not, it becomes a little less active. You make it when you sleep, but NAC helps it to, it's a precursor to making glutathione. We used, for 1 year, we used liquid glutathione from wellnesspharmacy.com, used it according to the directions. And then after that, the price went up. So I found out that grapefruit essential oil, just 2 or 3 drops in a large glass of water, and all his water for the next couple of years had grapefruit oil in it. Okay, we feel the most powerful detox method for Kim was ozone. And I guess we're going to cover that next week or some other week.
Yeah, we're not going to cover it in this call, but the 4th Tuesday in the month, starting July, we will do a Q&A on ozone. So between now and then, everybody can start researching. If you have an ozone question before then, feel free to contact Kay on her website, alswinners.com. So, and there's also, we're going to be doing a free replay of Kim presenting ozone at the 219 conference. That will happen the last 2 weekends in June. So you will do some ozone, but just she wanted to include that because that's part of the protocol. Kay, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I was just going to mention that I am Kay. He is Kim. And it's very easy to get us mixed up. So it's all right. Either way.
Thank you. And I wanted to also just mention Tish on Medical Medium. If you have not read Medical Medium, it's another basic book that you may want to read. I would read Medical Medium first and Thyroid Healing second, but those 2 first. He has 5 books out, but I think he has a heavy metal detox smoothie. I think it's in both books. And then you can look up on Google strawberry banana salad, wild blueberry pancakes. If you get hungry, vegan, I mean, this fills you up. It's made with almond flour. It is wonderful. So if you're a carbohydrate fan, you don't need, you can find, he has 100 recipes. So we're not going to I just wrote down my favorites. But, read the book, get the recipes online for free. Each of these recipes are online for free. And so thank you, Kim and Kay. Same time next Monday. Look for the link on healingals.org. It's going to be there each week. It should be the same link, actually. The actual link should be the same. The passcode is MARK, M-A-R-K, so all lowercase.